right, guys, let's get ready for our math lesson today. So, for today, we're still going to be working in our big, thick Go Math book, okay? And today, we're going to be on lesson 4.6. So, we're just going to be continuing to do the same thing we've been doing over the past couple of days, all right? So, you can find today's math lesson. It's going to start on page 193, all right? Now, our I can statement for today, this is what we're trying to be able to do today. I can use the standard algorithm to add two-digit numbers with regrouping. Standard algorithm, that just means when we stack them on top of each other and we add. Okay? That's what standard algorithm is. All right, so here we go. You should be on, like I said, on page 193. I am going to give you, we're only going to do one of them. I'm going to give you a problem that I want you to draw a picture of and we're going to solve, okay? So here we go. At the animal shelter, there were 35 dogs and 47 cats. How many animals are at the animal shelter all together? Now remember from yesterday, that word all together tells us we need to add. All right, so we're going to use our place value chart to draw the base 10 blocks. 35, so 1, 2, 3, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 47. So we're going to drop down a little bit. 10, 20, 30, 40. We're going to draw 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember that strategy Miss Gates told you about yesterday where we put the 5 on the top and then we start a new row. All right. Now we're going to add these together, right? And we're going to start with our ones because that's where we always start. We know we have 5 ones plus 7 ones. Okay? 5 plus 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I know in my head that 12 is a bigger number than 10. So I know that I'm going to have to regroup. So let's see. If I'm looking at a 10 frame, I see that I'm missing 1, 2, 3 ones. So 1, 2, 3, which means I have to take off 3 ones from up here. All right. How many ones are left? 2. Okay. Now, we're going to regroup, and we're going to pull this one over here as a 10 rod. And remember, we also have to show that on our problem. Yesterday, we had little boxes up here, remember? So we're going to show that we added 1 10 rod. So now we have 3 plus 5 plus 1, okay? 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 4 is 8. So all together, there were 82 pets at the animal shelter. Good job. All right, now we're going to flip over and we're going to go to page 194. Okay, so you're just going to flip it over and you're going to see a page that looks like this. Okay, we are going to be concentrating on this top part right here first, model and draw. Now, mine looks a little different from yours because mine looks just like, mine is the whole thing all on one, where yours is broken into 3 different steps. Okay, so step 1, we are going to look at our ones because it says add the ones, okay? Now, let me erase this little stray mark so we don't get confused. All right, so here we go. We're going to add the ones. We have 9 ones because we have 59 plus 24. So you see our problem? 59 plus 24. Step 1, we're adding 9 plus 4. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so since we see that there are 13, I know that 13 is greater than 10, which tells me I'm going to have to regroup, all right? So, what do I need to make a 10? I have 1 open space right there. So I'm going to mark that one off because I did that, right? Okay. How many are, let's circle these because there's our 10. How many are left? 1, 2, 3. All right. what do we have to do with our 10 rod? We're going to move it over here and add a 10 rod. So we are going to regroup that one. All right, step 2. All right, whoop, just kidding. I already did step 2, right? We regrouped, right? 13 is the same thing as 10, or 110, and 3 ones, okay? Now, the last thing we need to do is add the 10s. We have 1 plus 5 plus 2. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. So, 59 plus 24 is 83. All right? Let's look down at our share and show problems. Now, if you notice, there's nowhere for us to draw our picture. Some of you are going to be able to do this without drawing your picture. That's great. Some of you are going to still need to draw pictures because your brain might not fully understand this yet. That's great too, because it's okay if it doesn't, okay? So, if you want to draw a picture to go along with this, you can go back and use that sheet that we used with Tara West that had the spot for you to draw your 10 runs and your 10 rods and your 1 cubes. You can use that, or you can use a whiteboard. But watch Miss Gates today, and we're going to try to solve these using only the standard algorithm where we don't draw our pictures. So here we go. We're going to look at number 1. We have the problem 42 plus 29, okay? We know that step 1 is that we add the ones. So 2 plus 9. Give you some think time. Think about it. What is 2 plus 9? 9, 10, 11. So we know that 2 plus 9 equals 11. Now, step 2 is to regroup if you need to. Is 11 big enough for us to regroup a 10? Yes, because we know that 11 is a 2-digit number. And 11 stands for 1 10 and 1 1. So instead of putting 11 down here, I'm going to regroup that 1 10 up to here, and I'm going to leave the 1 1 that we were left over with. All right? And then I'm going to move over to my 10s and do step 3, which is add the 10s. 1 plus 4 plus 2. So think about that. 1 plus 4 plus 2. 1 plus 4 is 5, and 5 plus 2 equals 7. So the answer to number 1 is 71. Good job. Now let's look at number 2. Here we go. 31 plus 14. 31 plus 14. Step 1 tells us to add the ones. Okay, so here we go. 1 plus 4. That should be a quick one. 1 plus 4 equals 5. Is 5 a big enough number for us to do step 2, which is regroup? Do we have enough of 1's cubes to make a 10? No. So we will not be regrouping, so we can put our 5 here and then move on to step 3, which is add the 10s. 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 equals 4. All right, I want you to try number 3 by yourself and then come back. So pause your video, try number 3, walk through your steps, and then come back and see if you were correct. All right, here we go. We have 7 plus 5, which equals 12. Okay, so we added the ones, 7 plus 5 equals 12. We need to regroup if possible. We have 12, which means we can take away 10 ones to make a 10 rod. So 12 is the same thing as 1 10 rod and 2 1's cubes. And then we're going to add the 10s. 1 plus 2 equals 3, and 3 plus 4 equals 7. Very good. All right, before you go and before you start working all of them on your own, we're going to solve a word problem. Now, this one is not on your book, but if you would like to work it out with Miss Gates, go ahead and grab your dry erase board. All right? So So here we go. We see that our problem says Carlos had 68 stamps in his collection. Okay, so we had 68 stamps. He bought 14 more stamps. Okay, so I see the number 14. How many stamps does he have now? So I have to figure out whether this is an adding problem or a subtracting problem. We see that he had 68 stamps and he bought 14 more. What happens when you buy more? That would be adding. So we are adding our problem. All right, so here we go. Step 1, add the ones. 8 plus 4. A little bit of thinking time. 8 plus 4 equals 12. Very good. This is just like the last one we did when we ended with 12. We know we have enough to regroup. So we're going to regroup 12, and we're going to write it differently as 1, 10, and 2 ones. Very good. Now we're going to add our tens. 1 plus 6 equals 7, and 7 plus 1 equals 8. So Carlos has 82 stamps. Good job. All right, now your job today is to work on page 195. All right, so let me find that one real quick. 195, so it's going to be the ones over here, all right? You are going to work problems 4 through 12, okay? This shouldn't take more than 15 minutes. If it does, stop working. So set yourself a timer for 15 minutes and work as many problems as you can. If you don't get finished, that's okay. Take a picture of what you get finished and send it to Miss Gates, okay? You do not have to do these bottom 3 problems unless you want a challenge. All right, I will see you guys in just a little bit in math groups.